right now. So yeah.
And you know, I think that I like I said, this is one of the things I also hear, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they must stay because it's not as bad as they seem, right? And you know, how sad is that to be told that you're living in fear, you're fearing for your life, and somebody says, "Well, obviously it's not that bad because you're still there." And it's like, do you really understand? My life is on the line right now. My life is on the line.
I don't think that they recognize the. We don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a statistic somewhere about how many homicides come through.
Oh, that's next. Yes, we're gonna get into that.
Got it.
But it is the statistic is compared to those who stay. We have a lower rate of fatality, right, for those who stay than those who leave. Hence, we now include, as you all know, the increase of murder suicide.
So you can keep your life.
Keep your life
if you stay.
If you stay. Keep your life.
Wow.
Right? Isn't that something?
Wow.
Right? That's the stat because
Jesus Christ.
You know, we put that out there because we need everybody to understand this societal problem that a victim does not like to stay in an abusive relationship. It is sometimes their life depends on it. Right? Their life depends on it. Okay. All right, here we go. Next myth says domestic violence can occur in older women, but it is quite rare. Domestic violence can occur in older women, but it is quite rare. Here's the facts. Approximately half of all elder abuse in women is thought to be domestic violence grown old. Older battered women are less likely to seek and receive help. Again, half of all elder abuse is thought to be domestic violence grown old. They are less likely to seek and receive help.
Because you said older women.
Older women. And we tagged that because it's like, you know, obviously these statistics indicates that there's a history of domestic violence. They've grown into. They've grown into a marriage where they've been in it for 40 plus years, and they've grown into domestic violence.
Mr. and Seeley.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. and Seeley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought about that because I'm like, wow, right? We don't take that in consideration that there are even older women who are, I've been married for 40 years.
Yeah.
You know, and I know
he don't hit me like he used to.
Or you know,
as much as he used to.
I wonder sometimes, right, when we hear couples or women sharing that's been married that long, when they say, well, what does it take to, you know, how have you been married so long? And they give this, you know, I just pray a lot and you got to be willing to compromise. And I hear that and I wonder, right? What does that really mean? You know what I'm saying? What does that really mean? That we have statistics for people in relationships who've been in there 10, 20 plus years, 30 years plus, right? Because we said elderly women, where they've lived in this relationship for a prolonged period of time.
Yeah.
And they're less likely to seek and receive help.
No, because they have, instead of them, instead of them doing what was necessary to get out of said situation,
or said spouse didn't stop to get rehabilitated.
Right.
Like
okay.
Because
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Along this journey, right there, the accountability for that abuser to say, you know, I think I should stop at this point. It's not there.
Does that actually happen?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
you know what? I just woke up and decided I am tired of blacking your eye.
You know, and I think because we put the pressure on victims to stop doing what they're doing.
True.
Because we call it enabling.
Make it only about them. Right. We make it only about them.
And I'm like, so what? Why ain't nobody addressing the abusers? Can you stop?
Yeah.
Come on in here and sit down. That's one of the main reasons why I have the program.
Right.
Because we're very few, right? We're a certified program, but there's so many agencies, and of course I love it, that serve victims of domestic violence, which is getting them to safety. But I'm like, we live in the whole population now. We need to go over here and talk to aggressors, the dominant aggressors, the abusers, the perpetrators who repeatedly do this behavior no matter what relationship they've been in. They have a history. Why we need to shift to their side to say, come, let's talk about it and rehabilitate you. Because how many more victims, right? How many more victims need to be accounted for because we're not addressing the person who's perpetuating the behavior? Right? And we as a society, we rarely talk about addressing the behavior, the abusive behavior.
Does the addressing come from a judge mandated?
Sometimes, you know what? Sometimes it's most likely, but it also comes from people trying to get a visitation of their kids, DCFS. You know,
so it's not but then
if you want to say mandated.
So is it then a willing change, or is it just I'm doing this so I can see my kids?
So your willing change is going to kick in when you don't get a chance to see your kids.
But is it really willing, or I'm just doing this so I still want to get you, but I'm not, so I can see? Because then it's not, because are you really changing?
So I say that to say your introduction into a program or getting help may just be that.
Okay.
But it's a long journey. The program is 26 plus weeks. So it's not something you say, let me go ahead and get in these 5 sessions.
So at some point, the hope is from the therapist,
appreciation kicks in.
That from the therapist, and then the goal of the abuser is that I no longer have the desire, kind of like the drug abuse and alcohol abuse.
Yes.
That I no longer have the desire for the taste or the high or the
need to control.
The need to control.
In other words, you address your issues, right? When you talk about power and control, which is going to be a couple weeks from now, it really has to be where you understand why you have a need to have power and control. I can't say everybody is the same. I can't give this blanket answer
because I don't have it anywhere else.
With why you have power and control, right?
I can't get it at my job.
We can go back to childhood. We can go back to what you learned, it's belief system, why you dated, the hurt. Ain't nobody gonna cheat on me.
Well, you said what you said earlier about I'll talk to you any kind of way, but I won't say that to my boss.
Yes.
Or because I'll do it to you because I know I can take you. Yeah. I won't do it to your brother or your daddy.
And you want something, and you want it a certain way, right? Because of whatever ideologies you have. So now you're going to force this person to be the partner that you want them to be. So they can't be themselves, right? Because them being themselves is not sufficient. It doesn't satisfy you. You have to have some level of control over their well-being. Yeah. Yep. All right, here we go. Last one here. Anger management programs are briefer, more cost-effective than, and just as successful as a certified batterer intervention program. And I say that because, this is becoming kind of the talk now, right? Among the difference, especially in the court system. But it says anger management programs are more brief and more cost-effective and just as successful as a certified batterer intervention program. All right. The fact is, although anger management programs are brief and less expensive than a certified batterer intervention program, anger management programs are not effective to addressing the deep-rooted issues of batterers. Hence, a typical anger management program can be anywhere from 3 to 12 sessions. 3 to 12 sessions. A certified batterer program is no less than 26 sessions.
Wow.
No less
26 weeks is pretty much 6 months.
6+, right?
Yeah.
And I say that because I say 26 sessions because, give or take, if somebody miss a week, right, we have aftercare. So that's my use, I'm used to seeing it like that. But yes, essentially 26 weeks, right, of services minimum for an hour and a half, typically a group setting. You can't request individual because we have a curriculum, we have a protocol. There are so many layers to this thing, right? But anger management is 3 to 12 sessions, and they're set. They don't change, right? From physical cues to your triggers, how you see your anger, right? Give me a random example, and you're done. Right, you're done. You don't have to dive into any deep-rooted issues in the anger management program. It's not required. It's not required that you express, right?
Really?
Your issues with women or your issues with men. It's not a requirement. It's a teaching, right? Anger management is more of a teaching. It's more of an exploration of how to calm your body when you get upset.
I see that. I see that with the kids at school who have anger management issues and their coping processes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? And we teach about impulse control.
Yeah.
But they're not asking, tell me about how you see relationships. Tell me about, what happens when, what happens when you get cheated on. Tell me about what happens when, right? We're not uncovering your belief systems and how you feel you're supposed to maintain control in a relationship. Okay. So yes, some factors are true here. It is brief, right? That is true. Anger management is brief. Certified batterer program is not brief, right?
Okay.
As far as cost, right? Of course, anger management is less expensive because it's less sessions, right, that you have to attend, right? So it's not like you could pay the same rate for each session, but of course, the final cost depends on how many sessions you have. And so obviously the effectiveness of the issue of domestic violence is, obviously not explored in that particular sector. So I wanted to talk about that one because that's also one of the things that we tend to put out first when we hear that someone is abusing someone in a relationship. We're quicker to say you have anger management issues than you have issues with, relationships and always having control. We're quicker to tell a guy, right, that's fighting with his girlfriend, you need to go learn how to control your anger. You got anger management issues. And it's like, no, because they cool with you. They can go over there and go off with a partner, and you can pull them aside and they just as cool as a cucumber. So wherein is the anger management problem? They can calmly talk to you and you just saw them. You just had to pull them off of their partner. And they can just come over here and talk to you just as cool. They could talk, they did this and I'm just tired of it. They're just cool. So it's not an anger management problem. You have power and control issues. You're dangerous in relationships. Right? And so, no, I think that's another thing we have to stop putting out there when it's relationship violence, that person just does not have anger management issues. They don't get a pass like that. All right. So I wanted to, kick it off with talking about the myths and the fact, because next week we're going to dive more into the different types of domestic violence and abuse. All right. Different types. What does that look like? Right? How does it escalate? How much damage does emotional abuse really cause? right? How many scars can a person have when they are subjected and victimized with emotional, mental, physical, verbal, financial abuse? How many scars do you think they have? And what's the expected time frame for them to recover? Even if they do leave, right?
Yeah.
When they leave, is it like, okay, you're good, you're healed, you should, you got yourself together, your self-esteem is back intact, your self-confidence is there because you left? No. Do you know the unraveling that has to be done? The reprogramming, feeling safe has to be, right, instilled back into them, that they trust themselves to make it. They trust themselves. They trust themselves, right, that they can make good decisions on their own behalf because somebody else was making it for them.
We don't even think about the just the basics of not constantly having to look over your shoulder, right? Especially from a stalking standpoint, right? Because the only time we really hear about stalking is in celebrities. We never really paid any attention. It's either celebrities or the cases that end up as national news. Right. Other than that, the numbers it's something that we really don't even talk about. Yeah. Yeah.
And you got people who are afraid to go in and out of their own front door, in and out of their garage. Yeah. They have people looking out in the job parking lot, right? Like, this is serious. You understand what I'm saying? Where they have to go all the way out to go grocery shop because they don't want to run into. Yeah,
I'm not gonna go to the store that's convenient for me. I'm gonna drive 30 miles out of the way to go to the store. Yes, just so that I don't possibly run into you. Yes. Yeah. So my favorite things I no longer do, because I don't want to. Yeah.
And what comes with that, and I'm gonna wrap it up here, like the cars, like you see the car, every car you see,
it looks like yep,
it's them,
or it's the same car, but it's not them. It's it's the black Cadillac, same model, same everything, and you panic, you freeze up. It's like whoa, yeah.
So there's layer to this that I wanna start to peel back and just have this open conversation that somebody, thinks about where they are in their relationship, where they are in their comfort level of addressing domestic abuse and violence in their relationship, or even just thinking about the plan, right, of what next and how to get there. Right? What next and how to get there. All right, y'all. Thank you all for staying with us this evening. Let us know how we doing. I'm glad to be back. My voice held out. I'm happy for that because I was down for the last couple of weeks. I had to get it together. I was like, but here we are. So you all, it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Let's make this a societal issue. Let's not stay quiet about it. Let's support each other. Let's not encourage each other to stay in abusive relationships. Let's get the resources, and let's make sure people understand that it's not okay. It's not okay to be abusive in a relationship. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening. Tune in live tomorrow to Praise Break Friday, and take you on into your weekend. All right, have a good one.